On the evening of January 24, 2019, Grant Amato shot his father, mother, and brother Cody in the head at their home in Seminole County, Florida. He attempted to stage it as a murder-suicide committed by his brother before fleeing the residence. 24 hours into his manhunt, he was finally captured and eventually sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his family. But why did he do it?
All right, Sylvia, look at me. I am outside going to check the mail. And I'm asking you if you can please, pretty please, send me one of your videos. I love it so much when you just send them to me. Yeah, I don't like buying your stuff. It makes me feel weird. Could you please send me one, though?
Grant was your typical quote-unquote quiet kid. His interests include anime, guns, and gaming. For work, he was a registered nurse, but had recently been suspended from his job in June 2018 under suspicion of stealing and unlawfully administering medication to several patients. Hospital staff had found 8 empty vials of propofol, a sedative which had not been ordered by any doctors, in 2 rooms that Grant had been in charge of. When questioned during his suspension, he said that he had administered the drug to patients who were not being adequately relaxed. The hospital then fired him, and he was arrested for larceny, but the charges were eventually dropped. While unemployed, he attempted to become a streamer on Twitch by playing video games and live streaming. While his father paid for equipment and streaming setup, Grant Amato only pretended to become a Twitch streamer when he was actually visiting pornographic websites, including the site MyFreeCams, which is where he met a cam model named Sylvia Venceslavova, who went by the alias Sylvie online. He would pay tokens by the minute for her virtual company. He would spend up to 4 hours a night on the website, buying up to 5,000 tokens at a time, costing over $600. Sylvie's shows would cost 90 tokens a minute. Grant assumed a persona as a rich and successful gamer, sending her various items like sex toys, as well as paying an exorbitant amount for her time. He would steal credit cards from his family, claiming they were for starting up his Twitch career. Within a few months, Grant had spent $200,000 of his family's money on Sylvie. When his family discovered this, they sent Grant to a rehab facility for porn and internet addiction, which cost them $15,000. He was allowed to return home after a couple of weeks, but was given a zero-tolerance ultimatum, and Grant had to get a job and was prohibited from having any contact with Sylvie. However, he was able to convince his mother to let him use her phone to make contact with the webcam model.
Oh, poor baby. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. You're not sorry at all.
Upon learning this, his father, Chad, ordered Grant to pack up his things and leave the house. On January 24, 2019, while his mother was on the computer, Grant shot her in the back of the head with an IDY Jericho 941 pistol. After, he waited for his father to arrive. Once he walked into the kitchen, Grant shot him twice. To convince Cody to come home after his nursing shift, he sent him a phone message using his father's number. Upon entering the door, Grant shot him dead, where he lay in a fetal position. Before leaving the residence, Grant attempted to stage the crime as a murder-suicide, placing the gun by his brother's body. The next day, when Cody failed to come in for work, his co-workers became concerned and called the police to request a wellness check. Police arrived at the murder scene at 9:17 a.m., entering the house after receiving no response from occupants and finding all the entrances locked. Chad was found on his back on the kitchen floor, Cody curled on the floor in a storage room, and Margaret sprawled over the desk in their home office. Amato was tracked down at a DoubleTree hotel at approximately 7:45 a.m. on January 26th in Orange County, Florida, after his 1996 Honda Accord was identified. Grant was subsequently taken in for questioning. At the end of the interrogation, his brother Jason tried to talk to him, asking him to confess to what had happened, but Grant was unwavering in his claims of innocence. When being interrogated, he offered differing stories, one of which said he'd seen police in news vans outside his house following the murders, but instead of going home, he went to a local Panera Bread and searched for top news stories. He was subsequently arrested on charges of first-degree murder. Amato's trial began on July 15, 2019, and on August 9th, individuals were asked to testify as part of the penalty phase, with 3 people testifying on each side's behalf. Grant's brother Jason testified against him. The state of Florida told the sitting judge that they intended to seek the death penalty, but the 12 jurors did not unanimously agree on giving Amato the death penalty. This translated to an automatic sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. On August 12th, Amato was found guilty of all 3 counts of first-degree murder, receiving a life sentence for each. When asked if he felt remorse, Amato responded with, "My family has been blaming me for months for ruining their lives, stealing, and not following the rules of the home. So I might as well be blamed for this too." Do you think Grant even feels remorse? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.